Hello, and welcome to another exciting installment in the tutorial series, Two-Dimensional Turtle. This is part 2, and it deals with moving around in the game view in Unity. So here you can see that I've created a camera script, and I just made an if statement in there. That's all I've done so far. I forgot to hit record when I did that, sorry. But I just created a new script and just put an if statement in there. It's fairly self-explanatory. So here you can see is my C# script with my wonderful if statement. So what you're going to do to make the camera move around is, first thing we want to know is if the mouse button is down, because that way we know whether they're trying to get the camera to move around. This tutorial will just deal with moving the camera around using clicking the mouse and sliding the mouse around. So first thing we want to know is the left mouse button held down, and that's what this if statement is for. And then inside that we'll put our code to determine where we need to move the camera. So what we need to do next is just create some variables to manipulate the speed of the camera. This won't really be important now, but later whenever we get to scrolling the mouse, this will be helpful. So you need to create a couple of floats as variables to help you change the speed of how fast it moves side to side. So I just put float horizontal speed and float vertical speed, fairly self-explanatory. And then I put a float saying that h is equal to horizontal speed times the Input.GetAxis. And then you put in parentheses and then the quotation marks mouse x. That'll tell you the x position of the mouse on the screen. So basically I just spent half an hour messing around with the script trying to get it right and researching and figuring out why I wasn't getting it wrong and rewriting the same portion of code quite a bit. And I'm not going to subject you to watching all that. So I've basically, here on the screen is after I messed around with it for half an hour, but it's still very similar code to what you just saw. The float h gets you the horizontal speed times Input.GetAxis mouse x is still, you saw that earlier, that just gets you excuse me, that just gets you a horizontal vector for the x at which the mouse is, and the v gets you a vertical vector for the x at which the mouse is. So all the stuff you see preceding that is determining if the mouse is being clicked or if the mouse is not being clicked, is basically what it is. It's just a bit of code. So it starts off saying that the mouse isn't being clicked, and then if it isn't clicked, it checks if it is clicked, and then if it is clicked, it stores that it is clicked in the left button, and then if it is clicked, it checks to make sure that it still is clicked, and while it's clicked, then it'll go ahead and move the camera, and then once you release it, stops that. You can see down in the if left button held equals true down in that function where it says float h and float v, it takes those to get the mouse x and y and then puts it into a vector2 format, which is basically just how Unity stores vectors, and then it transforms the position of the camera to go to the mouse vector. Or it transforms the position of the camera along the mouse vector. So the camera will move where the mouse vector tells it to. So what happens next is basically you just go and you click and drag the camera script up to the main camera to apply the camera script to the main camera, since that's what it's controlling. We can click and drag the circle around. The problem with this is it looks like it's dragging the circle in the opposite way of what we want it to do. What we can do is just go and make h and v negative, and then we can go back, and now it works. If we click and drag right, it'll move us to the right. You can tell by the circle. When we click and drag right, it moves us right of the circle, or to the left of the circle. When we click and drag left, it moves us to the right of the circle. And yep, that's it for this video. Hey, I'd like to thank you for watching this video. That's the end of the video. If you like the video, please be sure to like and subscribe to my channel. This is a video in my ongoing tutorial about how to make a three-dimensional version of the Turtle program using Unity. This is only the second video. I'll make sure to post more links to videos as I make them in the series in the description. And I'll also link it to a GitHub that I have created with the Unity project of what I've done, as well as a link to the Unity documentation which I used. So please make sure to like the video, subscribe if you like the video. Even if you didn't like the video, please like and subscribe the video. Why not? And have a great day. I'll leave y'all with this great picture of an astronaut.